ToonGrin.com.
This is probably the most horrifying thing we've featured so far here. I don't think I'll sleep tonight. Let me see if I can fix this situation. Much cuter and less obnoxious, two birds with one stone. But was Be Cool Scooby-Doo really not cool enough? Spooky Corner is going to find out. Now, I'll be honest, I usually try to avoid any sort of spoilers or promotional art on upcoming cartoons, obviously to avoid any preconceived bias, but this promo art for Be Cool Scooby-Doo was everywhere, and everybody had the same observations. Family Guy plus what the hell is up with Scooby's face? It didn't help that a lot of the promotional clips shown were of the show's more random humor, giving off more of a Teen Titans Go feel rather than a Scooby-Doo one. But I always try to go into these things with the clearest bias. I may love Scooby-Doo, but I have no leniency for it and won't just protect it because I think it's perfect. If it sucks, it sucks. There's no way around it. And considering the low expectations I had for Be Cool Scooby-Doo, it wasn't awful. It's uneven and feels like the writers are throwing a bunch of ideas at the wall to figure out what will work. But I can see potential. Unlike the last incarnation, Mystery Incorporated, there is no overarching narrative to Be Cool Scooby-Doo. This is the new generation of the Mystery of the Week scenario, much like What's New Scooby-Doo. And it goes by the same story structure. Monster reveal, gain exposition about wacky hijinks they're getting up to, they accept the case, Velma explains about the mythology behind the monster, mystery solving, musical chase, and then capture the monster. So at least from a new writer standpoint, if they ever got to work on the show, they would have a well-structured guideline to work with. But if you want to talk about more how Be Cool differentiates itself, let's get animation out of the way, as it's clearly the worst part of the show. I'm still not 100% liking the Family Guy-esque character designs. Family Guy should be Family Guy and Scooby should be Gooby. However, the animation is a million times more fluent than I thought it was going to be, and in some instances a lot more experimental. However, that still doesn't help when the animation degrades from fluent to just stilted and inconsistent. Look at these two walk cycles. They're both from the same episode. That's just inexcusably sloppy. But like I said, the animation was simply the worst part of the show. To get to the more interesting topics, we gotta talk about the gang, the mystery, and the humor, and whether they are strong enough to hold up the show despite its animation. In this instance, it sort of does. Let's go mystery first. Like I said, it's set up with the very rigid by-the-book structure and framed much like the Where Are You Scooby-Doo mysteries, with really just the one suspect considered your suspect. But much like the direct-to-DVD special, they actually make the unraveling of the hows and whys of the case more of a puzzle to solve, which gives kids something to actually think about and deduce if they wanted to. Which at least shows that the writers are treating the kids with some intelligence. Now, the gang themselves have mostly stayed static from the recent movies. Fred is the leader who's very blunt and straightforward with his thinking. Velma is the brains who can be snarky and short-tempered. Shagging Scooby or Shagging Scooby, they have never changed and never will change. So for these four, good job all around to the writers. Any sort of difference shown is just the over-the-top nature of each of the gang's personalities pushed to 11. Fred and his mystery love, which makes him come off as the most frustrated of the gang, as he has to deal with everyone's hijinks all the time. Velma and her even more encyclopedic knowledge of myths and monsters, which even the show takes the piss out of every once in a while.
The only way to pass safely through these waters was to offer your most valued possession to the sea creatures by throwing them overboard. Of course, not everybody wanted to give up their valuable possessions, and they paid a far bigger price. Obviously, the lesson here is human beings should stay on dry land.
Wait, isn't the lesson more about mankind's greed and materialism?
Nope, dry land.
While all these gimmicks are played over the top, the show seems to realize this and plays it all with a self-aware charm. That is for all of them, except Daphne sometimes. In What's New Scooby-Doo, she was the MacGyver of the show. In Mystery Incorporated, she was the hopeless romantic and rich girl trying to find her place in the world. In Be Cool, she's the gimmick of the week character. Like the rest of the gang, she has a gimmick which is pushed to 11 on the over-the-top scale, but unlike the gang, this gimmick changes each episode, which is less funny and more tooth-grindingly annoying than you can think it is. It's not that these jokes can't be funny. In the episode All Paws on Deck, Daphne has a reoccurring gag joke with the dolphins hating her, and it's funny as the explanation for why they hate her is so pedestrian and the whole thing is played off like it's just how things are. I really wish the writers would do more with Daphne other than giving her a thing and make her into, a character. Daphne can be a fine character, even when she was forced into that stupid girl power space. She could be characterized as being plenty confident in herself, but still kind of a bumbler. Her accident-prone nature could help us find her endearing. That is, if she actually acted like a person, instead of acting like, what? Am I weird? Plus, we got 2 expert comic reliefs. A third is a bit overkill. Oh, overkill, that's the name of the game. I was actually enjoying a lot of the more smart humor coming from this show. The delivery was even reminding me of a fun show I like to watch. I couldn't put my finger on it at first, until I looked up who the creator of the show, John Colton Burry, who previously had worked on Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb had a much more clever style to its humor, first surrounding itself with a very routine narrative, then adding in self-aware jokes, clever dialogue subversions, and then wackiness. It worked, and similarly enough, it works here as well for the same reasons. The balance of wackiness, self-awareness, and routine structured jokes create jokes that are very funny, and also create these awkward moments that are also funny. But like with Daphne and her thing of the week, the awkwardness and wackiness can be pushed way too far. You don't need an excess amount of these sort of jokes, as the subversion is supposed to take center stage over everything else. So even if we're watching something really routine and predictable, we can still enjoy it. When you boil it all down, this is a pretty good series, and by now, with its quite insane release schedule, the first season is already completely out. It definitely deserved a better style to it that would give it more of an identity, but with the writing, if tweaked to hone its more intelligent subversions, could make this a very good show. I say give Be Cool a chance. It might be trying a bit too hard in areas, but hey, at least it's trying to be cool.
Scooby-Doo.